So the last question was great, but we have to actually be able to solve this without guess checking. And the way you do that is just like you would isolate any other question, solve any other equation where you're undoing on one side to bring it over to the other side to collect your like terms, that business. There's just one rule, okay? If you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must inverse, that just means flip, the inequality. So we're going to practice a couple of these. All right. So inequality right now says 3x minus 1 has to be less than 8. This is the same question we just did. We're actually just going to solve this with math now. We want to get 3x by itself, so we're going to add 1. We are not multiplying or dividing by a negative, therefore there's no sign flip. 3x is less than 9. We need to get x by itself. We're dividing by 3. We are not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. Therefore, there is no sign flip. X has to be less than 3. I feel like that's actually my set notation back here. Let's go back here. Let's change this. Set notation. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we're good. Yoink. So, therefore, set x has to be such that x is less than 3, but it is an element of the real, or interval, negative infinity to 3, but not allowed to equal. What does it look like graphically? So basically, it's saying this graph, 3x minus 1, slope of 3, y-intercept of negative 1, has to be less than 8. What does that look like? Well, where's 8? Here's 8 right here. This is 8. It's less than 8 all the way over here. As soon as we get to this point at 3, that's our TSN turning point. And our interval after 3 is positive. Or, well, I don't want to say positive. It's more than 8. So it is positive, but it's just more than 8. So that's what it would look like graphically. Try this one. Press pause right now if you want to try it on your own. Okay, here we go. So I want to get we've got a couple options, okay? I want to get my numbers on one side, my letters on the other side. So I'm just going to move this 35 by subtracting 35 from both sides. There is a different way you could do this, and I'll show the other way as well. So over here, we're left with a negative 2x has to be greater than or equal to 20 minus 35 is negative 15. Yeah. Let's check that on the calculator. I feel like I'm right, but you know, calculators are here for a reason. Okay, so we're good. Then next step is to divide. Ooh, we're dividing by a negative 2. That's gonna do something. Because we are dividing by a negative, our inequality is just gonna flip around. That's all. It literally just flip-flops. That's the only thing that can happen that's different in me solving these questions. Negative 15 divided by negative 2 is positive 15 over 2, which is 7.5. So this is, Jesus, 1 second. That was wrong. Okay, this is saying that at 7.5, which is going to be here, x has to be less than or equal to. So it's allowed to be a solid dot because it's allowed to be equal to, and it's going like that. So therefore, set would be x such that x is less than or equal to 15 over 2 when x is a set of the real, or interval, we're going to negative infinity all the way to 15 over 2, but we're allowed to equal that, so it would get a square bracket.